Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss about an algorithm by name Johnson-Trotter algorithm. Note that this Johnson-Trotter algorithm is basically used to generate permutation. That is, in case of the combinatorial objects, the different combinatorial objects are combinations, permutation and subset. And this Johnson-Trotter algorithm is basically used to generate the permutation. Now, before going to the Johnson-Trotter algorithm, let's see some of the basic things that are related to the permutation and how this permutation can be generated with the help of the decrease by constant, that is the decrease by 1. As we all know that in case of permutation, our objective is to find the value of n factorial. Now, I know that this n factorial can be expressed as n into n minus 1 factorial. Now, if you see, the problem size was n. Now, the problem size n is expressed in terms of n minus 1. In the sense, say for example, let me take my n value as 3. Now, what is the value of 3 factorial? We know that 3 factorial is 6. We can generate 6 different permutations with the help of 3 objects. Now, coming to this equation, that is n factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. You can make out that in order to solve a problem of size n, I need to find the solution for the smaller instance of the problem n minus 1. In the sense, if I know the solution to n minus 1, then the only thing that is left out is I need to take a decision where exactly I need to insert this n, that is the different permutation where this n needs to be inserted in the smaller instance of the problem. In the sense, as we know that I'll take the example of 3 factorial, that is my objective is to generate 6 different permutation. Now, let me start with the smaller instance of the problem. My problem size is n. Now, n is 3. Now, what is the value of n minus 1? n minus 1 is 2 and n minus 2 is 1. Now, if you see, this is the smaller instance. For one object, I can generate only one permutation. So, I will take this as the reference, and with the help of this, I will try to generate the other permutation for n is equal to 3. Now, first is with size 1. Now, only permutation when n is 1 is just 1. Is 1. Now, with size 2. In the sense, I have already solved for n is equal to 1. Now, I need to solve the problem for n is equal to 2. Now, if you see this, if n is equal to 2, n minus 1 is 1 factorial. That is already I have calculated. Now, I need to just have this n. I need to insert this n into the different combinations of 1. That means what I will do, I will just insert this 2 from right to left. First, I will insert to right. That means I will have one permutation as 2, 1 and the next permutation as 1, 2. Now, for n is equal to 2, if you observe, I got 2 permutation. Now, I need to find for n is equal to 3. Now, the smaller instances, I have 2 smaller instances. One is 2, 1 and the other one is 1, 2. Now, what I will do with size 3, I will take first 2, 1. I will take first 2, 1 and I will try to insert 3 from right to left. From right to left. First, what I will do, I will try to insert this 3 to the right side. That is 3, 2, 1. Next, what I will do, I will try to insert 3 in between 2 and 1. 2, 3, 1. Next, I will try to insert this 3 at the end of, maybe at the end. That is, this is 2, 1, 3. Now, if you observe, I got 3 different permutation for 2, 1. Now, there is, we are left out with 1, 2. Now, with size 3 of 1, 2, I will try to insert 3 from right to left once again. Now what is this? It is first I need to insert 3 right side, that is 3 1 2. Next I will try to insert 3 in the middle. This is 1 3 2. Next I will try to insert 3 at the end. This is 1 2 3. So if you see, this is the solution to my problem. This is the solution to my problem, wherein I have generated 6 different permutation for n is equal to 3. Similarly, I can trace for n is equal to 4. For n is equal to 4, how much it should be? It should be 24 permutation. I can apply the same concept. Wherein if you clearly see here, I have used the concept of decrease by constant, that is decrease by 1. Now this is one of the way of generating the permutation. Now what we are going to discuss in today's video is how to use this Johnson-Trotter algorithm in order to generate the permutation. First we will see the basic things related to Johnson-Trotter algorithm, and then we'll come up with the tracing as well as the pseudocode of the Johnson-Trotter algorithm. Here, in case of the Johnson-Trotter algorithm, note that it is possible to generate the same order of permutation for n objects without generating the permutations for n minus 1 objects as discussed earlier. The main idea in case of the Johnson-Trotter algorithm is with each digit in the permutation we associate a direction. So that is what mentioned here. The main idea in this algorithm is we associate the direction with each digit. Just write okay. The main idea in this algorithm is the association of the direction with each digit in the permutation. Let me take one of the permutation for n is equal to 3 is 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Now we need to associate direction with each of the digits. Let me associate direction something like this. Now if you see that I have associated a direction with respect to 1, with respect to 2, with respect to 3. Now in such a permutation, if a higher digit is pointing to a lower digit, then that particular digit in that permutation is called as a mobile agent or a mobile digit. Now in this particular example, 3 is pointing to 2. Similarly, 2 is also pointing to 1. So as 3 is pointing to 2, I can say that 3 is a mobile digit or a mobile agent or a mobile component. Similarly, 2 is pointing to 1, I can say that 2 is also a mobile component. So note that in case of the Johnson-Trotter algorithm, we come across a term by name mobile digit. What is this mobile digit? Mobile digit is if the direction of a number, if the direction of a number or a digit is pointing to a lower valued digit, then we call such a digit as the mobile digit. In this example, I can say the mobile digit is 3 because 3 is pointing to, and even 2 also, 3 and 2. Let me take one more example. Say for example, let me have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 is pointing to 2. 3 is pointing to, 3 direction is this, 4 direction is this. Now 5 direction is reverse and 2 direction is also reverse. Now what are the mobile digits or mobile component in this permutation? The mobile component are, if you see 5 is pointing to 4. 5 is pointing to 4. 5 is a greater number when compared to 4. So 5 is the first. Here the mobile digits are, first one is 5. Is 4 a mobile digit? The direction of 4 is pointing to 5. So 5 is greater. 3 is pointing to 4. 4 is greater when compared to 3. Next, 2 is pointing to 1. 2 is pointing to 1. Now 2 is a higher digit when compared to 1. So even in this case 5 and 2 are considered to be the mobile digits. So the concept of mobile digit is very important in case of the Johnson-Trotter algorithm. Now with this basic things we can come up with the Johnson-Trotter algorithm. Yeah, this is the Johnson-Trotter algorithm. If you see, the algorithm is being named as Johnson-Trotter, and the input to this algorithm is an integer variable n, for which we are supposed to find the different permutation. So in the description it says that implements the Johnson-Trotter algorithm for generating permutation for n different objects. Input to the algorithm is a positive integer n, and the output is the list of permutation for the given set of n objects, that is from 1 to n. Now, what is the first step? First step in the algorithm is initialize the first permutation as 1, 2, 3 up to n. And note that we have to associate the direction for all these n integers in a single direction, pointing towards the smaller digit. That means 1, 2, 3 up to n. Now, once you do the initialization, obviously there will be so many mobile integers. Hope I have told what do you mean by mobile digit or the mobile integer. So in the second step, if you see, while there exists a mobile integer, we need to find the largest mobile integer among the first set of permutation. Now once you find that largest mobile integer, you should swap. I am calling that largest mobile integer as k. Now swap k and the adjacent integer its arrow points to. You need to swap k and the adjacent integer its arrow points to. Note that, okay, this is very important. It points to. Once you do that, what you are supposed to do after swapping k and the adjacent integer its arrow points to, you are supposed to reverse the direction of all the integers which are greater than k. Please note that once you swap k and adjacent integer, you should swap the direction, you should reverse the direction, not swap, sorry, you should reverse the direction of all the integers that are greater than k. So this was about the Johnson-Trotter algorithm. So the first permutation will be 1 to n, wherein the direction of all the integers will be same. Next you need to find the largest largest mobile integer, and you should swap that largest mobile integer with its adjacent integer. After doing so, you need to reverse the direction of all the integers greater than n. Now as this is in a while loop, there will be some mobile integer. Until and unless there is a mobile integer in a given permutation, you need to perform this particular operation until you don't have the mobile integer at all in the permutation. Now let's quickly trace this for some value of n. Now we'll take n value as 3 because it will be easy for it is easy for us to generate 6 different permutation rather than taking n is equal to 4, wherein we need to generate 24 permutation. So let's trace for n is equal to 3. Now what is the first permutation? First permutation is you need to initialize 1, 2, 3. The direction associated with each digit will be in the same direction. Now in this case, how many mobile integers are there? There are 2 mobile integers. Mobile integer 3, because 3 is pointing to 2 and 2 is pointing to 1. Now I need to take the largest one. Which is the largest mobile integer? Largest mobile integer is 3. Now what is the second step? What we are supposed to do? I need to swap 3 and 2. If you see the algorithm, it says that after finding k, swap k and the adjacent integer. Adjacent integer to k is 2. Now I need to swap 3 and 2 are being swapped. Maintain the direction of 3 and 2 as it is, even 1. Now after swapping, there was one more step. Reverse the direction of all the integers which are greater than k. What is the value of k? K value is 3 here. In this combination or in this permutation, is there any other number which is greater than 3? No. So no way of no chance of reversing the direction. Now this is the second permutation. Now the third permutation. Now which is the mobile integer here? Now is 2 a mobile integer? 2 is not a mobile integer because 2 is pointing to 3. Mobile integer is the biggest number in the permutation which points to which is directing to a lower value. Now in this case 3 is once again the mobile integer here. So 3 is pointing to 1. Now swap 3 and 1. Now swap 3 and 1. So this is 3. This is 1. This is 2. Now after swapping the 3 and 1, change the direction of those integers which are greater than 3. As of now, I don't have any such integer which is greater than the mobile integer. So this is my third combination. Now coming to the fourth this is my third permutation. Coming to the fourth permutation. Now in this permutation 3, 1, 2, is there a mobile integer? If so, which is the largest mobile integer? Now in this case there is only one mobile integer, which is that is the mobile integer is 2, because 2 is pointing to 1. Now swap 2 and 1. So 3 remains as it is. 2 gets swapped and 2 and 1 gets swapped. Now once you swap 2 and 1, mobile integer was 2. You need to change the direction of all those integers which are greater than 2. So which integer is greater than 2 in this example? It is 3. You need to change the direction of 3. Please note that this step is very, very important. So this becomes 3, 2, 1. One direction remains as it is 2. Only the direction of 3 is being changed. Note that the permutation is 3, 2, 1 only. So even after changing the direction of 3, permutation is 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Now this was the fourth permutation. Now coming to the fifth permutation, which is the mobile integer here in this. So mobile integer is the number which is pointing to a lower number. In this example, 3 is pointing to 2. Here, mobile integer is 3. Now swap 3 and 2. So 2, 3, 1. This is the fifth permutation. Now check whether is there any mobile integer in this permutation. In this permutation there is a mobile integer. 3 is pointing to 1. 3 is pointing to 1. So here also the mobile integer is 3. So swap 3 and 1. 2, 1, 3. Now check whether there are any mobile integers here. Okay, mobile integer can maybe here 2 is pointing to nothing. 3 is also pointing to no integers. So 1 is pointing to 2, but 1 is not the mobile integer. Now you need to stop here. This is about the Johnson-Trotter algorithm. Hope this is clear. Thank you.